posture. When we're like this, we're going to talk about how it affects the organs. Your heart sits over here, and your lungs are here, and your stomach is here, and your guts and large and small intestines is here. You got pancreas and liver and gallbladder. All of those organs, if you're supposed to be upright and it's supposed to be in your cavity, your body cavity, and we're forward, you are taking and squishing the space. On top of obesity, and you have extra fat around there, it just squishes that space and does not allow the organs to function optimally. Same thing like with a garden hose. Think about your arteries, your veins, your microcirculation. If you have a garden hose and you squish it, blood flow is not as good. So we need to, same thing, you gotta get upright. And so posture plays a role in how your organs function. If your lungs can't function like they need to, you can't breathe well. If you can't breathe well, you can't get oxygen. If you can't get good oxygen, energy is not as good. Circulation isn't as good. So you can see how posture affects your body's ability to function on a daily basis, let alone pain and headaches and just other joint issues. Posture plays a huge role. So if we know it affects organs and we know it affects the spine, what can you do? Let's take that 30 seconds and make it usable. So the first thing you're going to do is when you get up, you are going to stand up straight. And people are like, well, what does straight mean? So we're going to use a good old-fashioned wall to help you to understand what does straight mean. Where should your body be? Now, some of you maybe have not stood up straight. Some of you may have a big curve in your upper back that makes this more difficult. I'm here to tell you, if you work on this, that can improve, but it takes time and diligence. So what do? You find a wall, just a blank wall. I do have a chair here. I'm going to move it out of the way, but some of you need that support and that balance. And think about it too. We're not just on phones. We're on walkers and canes, and we never stand up. So find your wall. What you need to do is you're going to put your heels against the wall. I know you can't see that, but trust me, you got to get your heels against the baseboard. They're not out, so you're not leaning against the wall because you're still bent at that point. Get your heels against the wall. Feet don't have to be together. Get them in a natural stance, about shoulder width apart. You want your toes facing forward as much as you can. Sometimes you're a little bit out, but I don't want you completely duck-footed or pigeon-toed. So straight forward as much as possible. Now from here, and we always start from the bottom up. So now you bend your knees slightly, and then your pelvis. You gotta tuck your tailbone. What does that mean? You literally have to think like you got a tail and you're pulling the tail forward. A lot of people, when they do it, think, oh my gosh, Martin Short had a character where he would come forward like this. Well, tucking your tailbone is that, but you're not compressing forward here. So tuck your tailbone. And what that does, how do you know you're doing it? You can squeeze your butt cheeks. If your tailbone is not tucked, you can't squeeze your butt cheeks. So that's a really good indicator. So when you get against that wall, heels first, tuck that tailbone. Now we're going to work our way up to our shoulder blades. We want to pull our shoulder blades down and back, not up, down. And you put your shoulder blades against the wall. Now, some of you have balance issues, so you feel like, oh my gosh, what do? You got to hold on. That's okay, but we're going to show you how to do it a little better. Now, if you don't need to hold on, you tuck your tailbone, shoulder blades are back, palms are out, and thumbs are touching the wall. Not palms touching the wall. We want your thumbs touching the wall. Then with your head, you got to pull it back. Not up like this, but back. Hold that for 10 to 30 seconds, and you got a great exercise.